Hey guys, welcome back to Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie Charlo, your host, and we are continuing on with our Sacred Feminine series. And so today I want to talk a little bit about the Black Madonna. So I am going to share my screen so that I could pull up a photo. And so you should be able to see that. And so this is a picture in art form of the Black Madonna and child. So the dark mother or Black mother and the dark child are Black child, okay? And so it's a picture, it's a visual, it's an outward appearance of the Black mother, all right? So, art, like any creative form, such as poetry or music, is often an expression of the spirit. So, like if you hear somebody's music and you're like, wow, I feel their soul through that song, that's usually the spirit trying to express itself through that music. So, in essence, this is what the Black Madonna represents. So the Black mother, the Black child. Okay. You could actually view this sculpture. It's all around the world. It's in Africa, China, Europe. There's actually many shrines of the Black Madonna that you could research and actually go out and visit if you want to see this in person. Okay. I want to just show a few other photos just to give you guys a few more visuals. So here's another one. All right. And that's the Black Madonna and the Black child. And, you know, the biggest thing about this is that it represents the divinity, the relationship with the divine and the feminine principle. All right. Um, and also, it represents the relationship with the divine and also humanity in the feminine human form. So that would be human women. Okay. So this is another picture. All right. I want to share a few other photos as well. Let me bring up one other photo that's very beautiful. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. Let me. All right, so you should be able to see that. This photo is very beautiful. It's very regal. There's so much it says. I mean, you could definitely see her motherly look and just the look of love and compassion and empathy. So I thought this photo was very, very beautiful to really put the energy of the Black Madonna, the Black mother out there. I want to show another photo as well. Uh, and here it is, the Black Madonna in a photo being, revered and respected and given honor to by, looks like the Pope to me, or just someone in clergy. But these are photos that we don't see a lot in the Western world. So it's very important to see these visuals. And I wanted to put that out, as an introduction to this podcast as we talk about the Black Madonna and what she represents for humanity. All right. So let's go ahead and break it down. So the Black Madonna definitely represents people of color. All right. And not only people of color, but definitely women of color. All right. So the Black woman and the Black child. She represents a tough motherly love. So if you are a mother, you understand that there is a delicate balance between loving your child, but then having that not allowing your child to do destructive things. So it's a delicate balance, and I always call that tough love. And it's tough motherly love, because you still do, and you restrict, or you do the things you have to do and say no sometimes, but you do it in a loving way. So as mothers, we are to guide our kids in a way that is guiding them, but it's not overbearing or it's not dominating them. But we still love, but we still have to say, hey, you can't be destructive. All right. So the divine mother principle, the Black mother represents that. She represents, hey, I'm here to show you love, to give you compassion, but I cannot allow you to be destructive. All right. And if you heard of a lot of archetypes or deities, such as Aset, Isis, or Mayat, these are all feminine representations of the divine mother, all right, the Black mother. Um, so when we think about the Black Madonna, or the Black mother, she represents love, she represents compassion, she represents empathy. So she is very aware of the sufferings of humanity and very concerned about that. There's a healing energy with the divine mother as well, and definitely creation. All right, and we'll talk about that. She is also a representation of the earth and of water, right? Because feminine energy is very flowy. It goes with the water. But like water, it could be as harsh as a hurricane, or it could be soothing to quench your thirst. So it all depends on what side you get out of her. But the other thing I want to definitely mention is the depth of the Divine Mother, the Black Madonna, the Black Mother. All right. So when we talk about the depth of things, we're talking about things that are beyond the surface. So the feminine principle is everything that we cannot see. It is everything that is beneath the surface. So if we're talking about beneath the surface, we're talking about typically darkness. That's why it's the Black Madonna. It's something deeper. It's pure potential that's just waiting to form, right? So when we talk about that, usually anything that's pure potential, it starts in darkness. So if you think about the cosmos, all right, the cosmos where all of time and all of space exists, it's in darkness. It's in darkness. And that is what the mother principle represent, the cosmic mother. If you think about the ocean, the depthness of the ocean, scientists don't even know how deep the ocean goes right now. There's life forms we don't even know about. There's so many things at the bottom, at the depthness of the ocean, that we have no clue about. But that is what the feminine mother energy brings, okay? The depthness, going beneath the surface. And what about the soul? The soul is beneath the surface. We walk around, we can't see people's souls. You can get a good idea, about it if you're a seer. But the point of the soul is to pull back those layers and pull back those things that we have covered ourselves with to get to the soul and to the spirit. So that's beneath the surface as well. That's the darkness, and that's the depthness as well of feminine energy. Let's talk about the womb. All right, the womb is dark. The womb is what if we're going to talk about barren children, it is where the child is nurtured over a time and then come out, as a newly formed creation, a newly formed human being. But the womb is dark, and that's where it grows and it becomes. All right. So that's another thing, is beneath the surface, right? Wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. Knowledge is fine. You could go out, you can attain all the knowledge you want. But if you don't really apply that knowledge, taking it a layer deeper, it really doesn't matter, because you're not applying what you know to your life, right? So wisdom is beneath the surface, is applying what you know, right? So you don't see wisdom. You see it in action, but you don't see it. It's not like knowledge where I can go and research and just read a whole bunch of things. but the wisdom is beneath. It's going to a deeper level. All right. Let's talk about the subconscious mind. And I have a photo I also want to share in regards to that. Let me bring that up too, because we honestly operate in our subconscious mind most of the time, and we don't even know it. So give me 1 second. Let me bring that up. Let me 1 second. Okay, you should be able to see that now. So you can see this chart, the subconscious mind in this iceberg is 90% of the programs that we're running. All right. So we are actually running programs that's running in the background. If you could think of your cell phone and you have all these apps that's open running in the background, that's what your subconscious mind is like. And that's beneath the surface. And that's also feminine. The Black Madonna, the Black mother, the feminine aspect, the feminine principle. All right. So there's beliefs, there's emotions, there's habits, there's values, there's protective reactions, long term memory, imagination, intuition. All of these are definitely very feminine, very much feminine. So the dark mother, all right, the Black Madonna. All right. So subconscious mind, and just in contrast, if you take a look at up top at the conscious mind that we actually use 10% of, that's masculine, willpower, short-term memory, logical thinking, critical thinking. So our subconscious mind is in the dark. We don't see it. You don't see beliefs, right? You don't see emotions. Sometimes you can see emotions, but these are things that's brewing on the inside. And often when we tell people you have to go within, that's what we're saying. You got to go within into that subconscious mind, into yourself, into your emotions, into your beliefs to figure out what you need to do and find your answer. So that's what it also means by going within. You're going beneath the surface. All right. So I wanted to definitely highlight the subconscious mind because that's very important in creating. All right. And unlearning programs and reprogramming ourselves. We do that at the subconscious level. We do that at a level that we can't see, is beneath. All right. What about dark matter? You know, scientists say that 95% of matter is dark matter. That is just waiting, you know, potential matter. So that's beneath the surface. That's things that we can't see. That's dark matter. All right. What about the sky? You know, other than when we look up and we could see, but at night we see stars, but there's just this darkness. Is this darkness, you know? So those are things that represent the dark mother, the Black Madonna, the feminine principle. All right. So with all that it represents, why is that important right now, such a time as this? And it is important because we are at a point where this knowledge has to be brought into our consciousness, okay? And when it is brought into our consciousness, this is how we shift humanity. It's important for everyone, all women, all men, Black, white, and other, to understand that we all come from the Black mother, all right, the Black Madonna, the African mother. We all come from her, right? And so as soon as we can all understand this knowledge, and again, if you feel like this is something that doesn't quite resonate, it's okay. There's a lot of information out there for you to go and do your own research and to see what does resonate with you. And again, in the subconscious, we have to evaluate those beliefs, those values, the programming, because that's where so much programming has been taught, in the subconscious. All right. So we have to go into the subconscious to relearn in truth. All right. So we all of us have to be aware and bring forth this knowledge into our consciousness. All right. That's why it's important for a time like now. And like any mother, when she sees her children being destructive, she has to rise up and say you no longer can be destructive, right? And in a tough love, she loves us, but she says, I can no longer do this, right? We are here to reserve the resources. We are here to take care of the earth. We are here to do those things, and we have not quite done that. So she is here to say no more. So we have to understand this energy. And archetypal energy will come when there's a need, and there is a need. We have been destructive. So we have to understand the divine feminine energy and why it's rising now, and how we make space for that, and how we individually also help to clean up our mess, and how collectively we will help to clean up the entire mess for everyone. All right, but we individually have to do our work. So let's talk a little bit about what that means, the divine feminine energy, and what that means in humans, right? Because we are humanity. We're walking around in these outer body suits, or meat suits, or vessels, or whatever you want to call it. So why is that important? Okay, why is that important? So, as a feminine principle, right, we have wombs, all right? That is our creative center. And we have to understand that the womb of a woman is very sacred. So, we all have to understand this. Women have to understand it, men have to understand it, children have to understand it. But first and foremost, the woman has to understand it. This is the energy, this is your creative center. So you have to understand your body and respect your creative center, so that everyone else connected to you can also respect it as well. All right. So I want to talk a little bit about how we have a lot of womb issues. So we hear a lot about fibroids, especially in Black women. We hear a lot about cysts. We hear a lot about infertility. We hear a lot about reproductive issues. And a lot of it is because the wombs need to be healed. The wombs have to be cleared. And I want you to understand that creation is not just a baby, it's not just a child, although that is the most magical and miraculous thing that as a woman you could ever experience and do, is to bring life form through you. But we are also creating every day with our words, with our thoughts, with our actions, all right? And everything that we create is going to be mirrored back to us. So we can evaluate our lives right now and know if we've been using our creative center constructively or destructively. All right. And this is all for you to do your own self-evaluation. That's it. So if you are in resonance and you want to start to develop and start to heal your own womb, your creative center, I do want to recommend this book. It is called Heal Thyself for Health and Longevity. The author is Queen Afua. All right. It is Sacred Woman, a guide to healing the feminine body, mind, and spirit. And as feminine energies, we are healers naturally, all right? Because love heals, compassion heals, empathy heals. We have those energies running through us. Now, we may have to get more familiar with it, tap back into it, because maybe it's been suppressed, it's been abandoned, it's been abused, all of those things, but we have those energies running in us. And I think this is a good resource because she really covers, body, mind, and spirit. And she gives a lot of good things, affirmations, how to go within, things to eat, and just all of those things, because that is our creative center, our womb, our womb. And the fruit of your womb will be evident in your life either way. So if you've been using your womb, your creative center in a positive way, you will see that fruit, right? I call it constructive. If you've been using your creative center destructively, you will also see that in your life as well. And that will be connected to everything and everyone, men and women that you're connected to. So that is all I have on the Black Madonna. I think this information is very important. I think it's empowering when you understand this to the extent and to the depths of your soul. Is so empowering because you realize that there's nothing outside of you, especially as women, because I think the biggest thing that we do look for and that we value is love and connection, but that is already within us. It's already within us. And we just have to connect to it divinely. All right, in a divine way. So that's all I have. This was all about the Black Madonna. All right, the Black mother and child. So I appreciate you guys. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, let me know. And we will catch you guys at the next episode. Take care.